In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to route new MIDI tracks to that first instance of Sonic SE, which is a track instrument. It was created automatically when we made that analog pad track. But in the old days, you could only use one sound on an instrument track. But now that they've combined the track instruments and rack instruments inside of the VST Instrument Rack 2.0, we can now route new MIDI tracks to any instance contained within the rack. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to select this analog pad track, which was assigned to Sonic SE, and if we wanted to get to its control panel, we could click Edit Instrument, or you could also hit the Edit button on the instrument rack. So if I go back to the instrument rack by typing F11, you'll see this big E button. That will let me edit the instrument and get me to the exact same control panel. So those are the two methods for getting there. And we've already assigned two different sounds inside of this instance of Sonic SE. I'm going to move this out of the way just a little bit so we can see those tracks on the left side of the screen. And so we have analog pad on the first slot. So let's record enable the track that was made for this VST instrument and listen to the result. So we also added a soft solo patch to the second slot. So how do we route a MIDI track to this slot? Here's how to do it. I'm going to make sure I have this track selected so that it puts this new track directly underneath it. And I'm going to go to the project menu, select add track, and then MIDI. And I'm just going to add, well, let's add a couple just to be on the safe side, and then click add track. So now we have two different MIDI tracks, but we'll need to route them into Sonic SE, the track instrument version of it, which is in slot number 1 of the instrument rack. So now I can come over to the output assignment. You'll notice that since I changed the name of Sonic SE, both of those instances in the previous tutorial, the names show up as the output destinations. There's the leads version and the basses version, and we want to assign sounds in the leads version. So I'm going to have it routed there on MIDI channel number 2. So that way, when I record enable that second track now and play some notes, I'll be hearing the soft solo synth. So now let's assign a third sound to Sonic SE. So I'm going to come to the third. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's assign something that isn't concurrent. Let's go with slot number 13, for example. And let's put in a different lead. Let's go all the lovers. So that's in slot number 13. So when I unrecord enable that second track and go to the third track, and then change its output assignment to the leads Sonic SE and route it to MIDI channel number 13, now when I come over here and play some notes on my MIDI keyboard, I'll be hearing that patch. So that's how you route new MIDI tracks to any instance of your VST instruments that are contained within Instrument Rack 2.0. And in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use multiple outputs with instrument tracks.